What's up, everybody? It's Aggie back with ProSource Athletics YouTube channel after a long break. I was fortunate enough to come down here. I'm on a scouting event for the Red Sox and ran into a very good old friend of mine that used to play with the Montreal Expos with me, former first-round draft pick, and just an awesome all-around dude, Mark Mangum. Mark, welcome to ProSource Athletics YouTube channel.
Thanks for having me.
So Mark is a director at an awesome organization down in the College Station area, and they got a couple different locations called 12. And why don't you tell us a little bit about 12, what you guys do?
Yeah, so 12 Baseball Academy. We in College Station, Katy, and the Woodlands right now. We have teams from 9 years old all the way up to 17-year-olds. Our focus is on character development, baseball development. And of course, we do the showcase stuff, and enjoy working with the kids, as well as some camps and that type of thing for the younger ones, but enjoy working with the kids and doing the character and baseball development.
It's awesome, man.
It's kind of our mission.
So, I mean, that's a lofty mission and that's an awesome mission, but tell me kind of what some of the downsides are about taking that approach. Like, what have you seen over your years of doing this? Is there any, like, obstacles that you have to overcome when you're trying to go about it that way?
A few obstacles. I guess if I thought about it long enough, I could come up with a million. But the character development one's a different one, or a difficult one, because of the culture of youth baseball. I think youth sports in general, honestly, I think the majority of it's kind of rotten. I think it's a broken system. I think the emphasis that's put on winning is so much that we're willing to sacrifice young bodies and young minds in order to get a win, to feed adult egos.
Awesome.
And I think we're not setting the right example for our kids a lot of times. We also have the physical part where you've got the pitch count rules, which even though I think it's a start, I think it can be abused.
It's not a solution.
And there's some other things as well, as far as I think the understanding of when breaking balls and how that affects the arm. The kids should maybe throw it or not. And if we're looking at winning ball games, if we throw breaking balls, we win more ball games, but we're not teaching and developing the kids' fastballs as well. I think it hurts their development in the long. I know it hurts their development in the long term because they fall in love with the breaking ball, whereas a fastball, if you can't pitch a fastball, then eventually you can't pitch. And so there you have the character development, and you have some of the physical stuff, and I think we're seeing more and more injuries because of the things that we're putting on these kids. You're going to see more and more injuries, especially in the lower back. I've seen a lot of those recently, but it runs the whole gamut. But those are some of the issues we run into. And I don't think baseball is made for it shouldn't be more than 2 games in a day. It's unbelievable that we're playing 5 games in a day. And I wish we'd have more people stand up and say, no, we're going to sign up for events that's 2 games Saturday, 2 Sunday, or whatever it is, wherever you live. 1 or 2 games, and let's go home and let's have family time, let's have community time, and let's let these young bodies and minds rest and instead of having them up until 1 o'clock at night. Make sure we prioritize getting to bed in time because you have school the next day. Baseball is not more important than school. I think we need to get our kids home in time so that we can tell our kids that school is more important. Because I once had a wise man say that these kids will play baseball for a short time, but they have to be men for the rest of their lives. I'm not sure how good of a job we are doing collectively, but also, you got to look at that for your kids. What example are these coaches and organizations and other parents setting? And are they meeting the goals that you have set for your family and your kids?
It's awesome. That's incredible. So, I mean, obviously, as you guys can see, I mean, what he's about, what 12's about, and so we definitely want to encourage those sorts of things throughout youth baseball. It's not ProSource, different organization, but you can see that model that people are really trying to engage the culture in a different way, and we just need people to buy into it. We need people to see it differently and say, hey, we like this, we want to be part of this. How do we go about that long term? And that's exactly the point, is a lot of people in this are very short term oriented. What I did at this showcase or what I did at this event, and it candidly doesn't matter. You have to take a long-term approach in the game of baseball. You have to be constant learners. If you're not willing to keep learning in the game of baseball, you might as well stop and do something else because the sport's going to pass you by. Mark was drafted as a pitcher, like I said, in the first round, and talk to me about that a little bit. I mean, times have changed and different things, but did you feel a lot of pressure on that when you first got drafted, or you were just like, this is awesome?
To be honest, I was drafted out of high school, and to be honest, I believe I was oblivious. I think I was oblivious to, because to me, someone asked one of the Beatles one time, what's it like to be a Beatle? And the answer was, they said, what's it like to not be a Beatle? That was their experience.
Right.
And so to me, it was something else that happened in my life. It was a normal process for me, just because that's my experience. There were times where I was nervous and excited about it. I knew it was cool. As a matter of fact, it was a cool thing. I think it really hit me as I got older and I got into it more. And I think after I was in it for a few years and I wasn't getting maybe the treatment that I got right at the beginning, I started realizing what it was like to not be a first round pick and the pressure that comes. I think there's more pressure on those guys, frankly. And I think it depends on how you look at it, because I'm not the type that wants to. I'm not motivated to have a big name. If that's my motivation, then I think there's probably a lot of pressure. But I think it's the perspective you have, the view that you have of yourself, and what goals you want to accomplish, and what you hold valuable. And if what you hold valuable is to be a Hall of Famer, I think you've put a lot of pressure on yourself, and there's nothing wrong with it. But any pressure that we feel is pressure that we allow ourselves to feel. And I actually remember at the time thinking that, and when I was in high school, that's the way I relaxed myself in high pressure situations. It's the only pressure I feel is the pressure I'm allowing myself to feel. This team I'm playing against is no better than any other team I've played. Pitch to them just like you would anybody else. It calmed me down. And I think I kind of view most situations in that way too. So I personally didn't feel that pressure. I do feel like it possibly would have pushed me a little bit more if I did, but at the same time, I think everything comes to the balance. I don't know if I was too far on one end of the spectrum or another, but it's something that, frankly, I get a little embarrassed about, because I don't think one person's more important than others. And I think sometimes when people know you play baseball for a living, or you're a first round draft pick, they get excited. And I do realize it's cool, because I get excited about other athletes that go through those things. But I get a little embarrassed when it's about me. But yeah, it just, as far as the pressure goes, it's just what you allow to put on, allow for yourself to feel.
So what kind of encouragement would you give to younger players, let's say, getting ready to go to high school or already in high school, as they're getting ready to perform on the field in front of maybe one coach or 100 coaches?
Well, and I guess it goes back to what I talked about earlier, is whether it's one coach or 100 coaches, it doesn't matter. You should perform the best that you can perform. That doesn't mean do better than you've ever performed. If you throw 85 miles an hour, you're not going to go out one day and find lightning in a bottle and throw 90. It's not going to happen. Maybe you'll throw 87 or 86 one day. But you've got to do what you can do, and by trying to throw 90 doesn't mean you'll throw a couple miles an hour harder. You just do what you do the best you can do, and you'll be more relaxed. And whether it's 1 or 100, the effort you give isn't going to make any difference. You should give the same amount of effort. I would also encourage the kids when they are preparing for college or preparing during their high school, don't take the easy road. If you want to do things that are hard in your life, you want to play baseball at a higher level, then practice doing things that are hard. Practice doing that. If you have trouble showing up early to practice and you find that that's difficult, then start showing up early to practice. And if you don't like getting in the weight room, find a way to get in the weight room, not because you should, but because it's hard for you. Not because you don't know how to lift weights, but do it because it's difficult. And what will end up happening is when things get difficult in the game, you'll see that you're better able to handle it. And now whether it's 100 guys or one guy that's watching you, you're used to doing things that are difficult. You'll be able to relax, and the situation becomes more normal to you, rather than never practicing the difficult things. And if you never practice the difficult things, then even normal things can feel more difficult than they actually are.
Well, as you guys can see, I mean, a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge, and that's why we want to take a minute and do this interview with Mark. It's always great catching up with great baseball guys, great baseball minds, and being able to see the game spread in a way like this. So, as always, we appreciate you guys. Continue to subscribe to our channel, ask good questions. We're always going to do things like this, and obviously on the train side as well. And subscribe to Value.